happy hour. Night attacks happy hour. Night attacks happy hour. Dig.
Yo. What's up?
What's up, man? What's going
does
on?
it change things for us to go after the new meme from last night? From last
No.
night's show?
In fact, it just shows you that we've been leading up to this the entire time.
Yeah, there was definitely this moment that I woke up this morning, and the first sound I made was laughter, remembering last night, and then I immediately went down and I had the thought. One thing, as we were analyzing last night's show, like, why did that tickle us so? And I think part of it was that we spent so much of, like, number one, the dragon was selected specifically, or sorry, the T-Rex was selected specifically because it was theoretically even grosser than the dragon, right?
Yes.
But then we spent the whole first act talking
and
about,
certainly more bizarre.
yes,
Like if you were like, oh, a dragon on Christmas, like that gripe seems patrician and worthless next to a actual monstrosity happening like on your lawn because of
an
bizarre,
actual abomination, yeah.
yeah, a bizarre dinosaur is mishandling a candy cane and might be fucking a box.
Right. And then but the reception that it got, you know, like we spent all this time telling, like, kind of in a reversal of fortune, everyone loves it and they think it's cute and it brought joy to a 2-year-old and all that stuff. And I think it was that juxtaposition of that wholesome ending or false ending to the story, and and then to go from that to just the gross, visceral was just
Well,
amazing.
yeah, I do think that there is the fact that, to me, there is an unbroken legacy of you guys being the people's champion of the neighborhood, that the HOA is certainly the heels, and you, after being robbed of a neighborhood's joy with this dragon, you now have the ability to bring a new thing. This is what all great heroes do. They summon the courage within to bring out something that was not previously there. Your house's version of that is a dinosaur humping a box. What is exceptionally funny about it in practice is that compared to the very rigid ramrod straight version that we see on Amazon, between the natural breeziness of your neighborhood
That's
and the
right.
fact that it's not quite what it should be, it sways and it looks like it is on one knee pumping the shit out of this box, which is very, very funny. And then your video was just perfection.
Well,
It was
and-
just like a 7-second video of perfection.
And for all of those reasons, I woke up laughing this morning. But I realized, oh wait, I have to go downstairs because the last thing I texted every time I go home, I text Bonnie, you know, home safe. You know, it was a good episode, this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And I wrote her a paragraph about how, you know, my head hurts. We were laughing so hard. And so I knew I would
Yeah.
have to explain that the following morning. And then I realized, like, oh, wait, it was Bonnie who was there for the joy brought to a 2-year-old. And I was worried that Bonnie had fallen too in love with the wholesome part of the story.
The innocence of
I did not know
this
how
silly dinosaur bringing joy to the child. And so, okay, so how did she react?
Well,
Now there's tension.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like I feared that she was going to be too into the wholesome part and then just, you know, find it gross when I described and
Yeah.
played the video. But our girl did us proud. She
think
thought it was
she would
hilarious.
love it. Oh, my God.
Yeah.
That, and I think she is also so blind with anger toward the HOA at this point that she'll take her wins wherever she can get it. If it is in the vulgar, she'll take it. If it is in the wholesome, she'll take it. Whatever proves that you guys in the words of a man giving feedback at a brainstorming session for a car for which should have a steering wheel that does not fly off out of the window. I am the best at this. I feel like that's all Bonnie wants is just for the neighborhood and specifically the HOA to know nobody fucking decorates for Christmas like the Brushwoods. And we will bring joy and laughter to the widest amount of people. And I think at this point, that's unquestioned.
Yeah, man. How was your day today? I was gonna say your day after, but I guess
my God,
every day is a
dude.
day after a night attack.
So this is a thing that happens every once in a while. And I mean, I guess it might have been a while with like podcasts for you, but you upload either the wrong episode.
Oh no.
Or, and now you have to we actually had a conversation yesterday about other stuff, about how it always is more annoying when you know that you're gonna have to eat shit all day and you know exactly the shit you're gonna have to eat.
I believe we were talking about another
thing.
thing, but I likened it to, God damn it, I just resubscribed to my least favorite magazine, and now fucking Scientology Quarterly is gonna follow me from house to house for the next 10 goddamn years.
So I've been trying to get better with PX3 to launch stuff like in the wee hours of the morning East Coast.
Yeah.
So now Wednesday is when PX3 comes out. Friday is when PX3 comes out. Those are the main free episodes. I'm trying to make a concerted effort to have those podcasts available for people on whatever morning commute they're going to do, or just to have the share of the day that they can say, like, even if I'm not the first one, I'm not going to come so late in the day that I'm the next day or blah, blah, blah. So I did. Problem is that also in my effort to step up quality control, I'm now listening to every episode before I post it live, just to do one last run through.
Which,
And
by the way,
this time-
sounds inconsequential to anyone who doesn't have to make that institutionalized. Like, yes, listening to one episode, you're like, that's what I do, the listener. It's like, yes, but when you do hundreds of episodes a year, thousands of episodes over your
Yes.
career, that becomes a fairly significant. Yes, it's technically just one extra step. Oh boy, man, that extra step, it really adds up.
And it's, an hour. It's an hour of my day that I have to schedule. I have to schedule the fact that, like, yes, I can be doing other stuff. I can be eating. I can fold that in, but still, it's still another thing. So when I did that this time, I made the changes I needed to make. And when I exported it in Audition, it was only the line or the track of my vocals that I had muted everything else. So like the version that went out while Night Attack was happening was only my vocals. That means, of course, that I wake up today.
Oh, thank goodness it was the following day, because it would bum me out if like the only worst version of this story is the version in which you get this catastrophic message during the show and you're trapped on the show and can't do anything about it.
Oh, no. I mean, I would have loved to have known that, because I could have re-exported it and changed the thing yesterday. And so that means that the people that all downloaded it this morning would have gotten the right version, as opposed to everybody that downloaded it this morning and got the wrong version. But I wake up this morning and I immediately know what the rest of my day is going to be. First, I get a text message that I only read from Merrill Barr that says, in my haze, I'm waking up at 5:50 in the morning Pacific time. And my phone is set from 10 to whenever in the morning to not disturb me.
Right.
And so I wake up and all I see is in my haze what I think is Merrill Barr saying, hey, all the sound in this PX3 is amazing. What I don't realize, as I then check the rest of my email and see all the other replies that I have, is what he said was, it's missing.
Oh, that's
and everybody
funny.
else is saying it's missing. And so I know now immediately, I just know that because podcasting is not YouTube, podcasting is not a centralized thing. It is this decentralized world where like it's fairly primitive in the world of digital
you have a
distribution.
chance to kind of undo an email in the world of podcasting in a way that you don't on YouTube or other formats. Like if you move quickly.
No. A YouTube video. I mean, you just know there's a point of you change one thing, and it's now everybody who's watching it from then on is going to see the right thing. In podcasting, their automatic podcast, their app might have already downloaded
Got
it.
it. So now your subscription is you're buckled in for weeks from now. Somebody helpfully hitting you up with this.
And specifically today. Today, it's just like I might be getting one right now. Is somebody very helpfully, and you can't yell at them because they are being helpful.
Coming from the right spot.
It's coming from the right spot. But hey, man, I don't know if you've heard this yet, but the episode doesn't have any sound on it. If it's helpful, here's what podcatcher I'm using, and blah 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 blah. And I'm like, no, it's my fault, and it's deleted. Just delete it and re-download it. Please delete it and re-download it. Please delete it and re-download it. So that's literally my entire day, is just telling people to please delete it and re-download it. Please delete it and re-download it. So
you mentioned something that, my God, I wish that was true about YouTube, because unfortunately, when you put something out on YouTube, you cannot change it, right? And there's like a window of, let's say something is egregiously wrong or false or corrupted or whatever. 5 minutes, you're probably fine. Just take it down. Can't have gotten that many views. And then you have to launch a new thing. You cannot edit anything. I mean, despite the fact that YouTube explicitly states they have tools that let you edit, they do not work. And it's hilarious that they even pretend like they do. They pretend that there are, tools to blur stuff out and blah, 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 blah. But once you get too far in that window, let's say you got, let's say a video, you believe your target is 100,000 views, and now it's been 3 hours and somebody points out, oh yeah, you definitely misquoted this one guy, and this guy is definitely litigious, so you probably want to fix that. So now it's like, shit, I'm going to have to, if we're 20,000 views in, I have to kill that video and it can never be seen again, re-edit it, re-upload it. And now we're far enough into it that everybody who gets the new version is like, yo, what the fuck up with
double upload?
Yeah, right. With uploading again and all that stuff. Ugh, just kills me.
Yeah. It's So that was my morning. This has been a week of a lot of false starts. I had to shit during a run on Monday, and it just really threw my entire fucking day off. And I don't know, man. Something about this week, just having a hard time getting out of the blocks on what has otherwise been a fairly productive year. I'm glad that Good Day Internet showed up just in time for me to tell them that I took a shit during my run.
No, let's talk about that, man. That's some real stuff. I was halfway onto one of my best 5K times ever, and then I got the push notification that my butt wanted to push. It notified me that, hey, I would prefer if you stopped running and went to a restroom. But of course, the loop I was on, it was too far out. And I was like, I'll make you a bargain, but we'll kill this 5K if you can hold on for 1.5K, and then we can make it to the gym.
Yeah, man. I made it to a facility, which was nice. But I have actually read a lot about marathon runners and stuff like that. Like,
just straight up
they become very cavalier about just pissing and shitting wherever the hell they want. Like that is just the time becomes the thing, and we are amateurs in the world of like, you gotta go long distance ultra runner people that are just like, oh, well, would have preferred this not happen, but
well, and do they? I suppose if you're close enough to a best time ever, you just full on shit your pants. But other than that, like, no matter how many people are clapping during the Boston Marathon, you just run, maybe take 3 steps off the path and drop trow, or what?
I don't know. I mean, I just the stuff that I've read is that yeah, people sometimes you carry little wet wipes or something like that, but you just wipe your butt with a leaf. You find some place where you have some kind of cover. But that was a real thought that I was having was like, shit, like, do I find a little nook here? Like, and by the way, in Oakland, a lot of these nooks, they are inhabited. Like there are locals in a lot of the little wooded nooks around the lake.
But
Uh,
that
uh,
that does alter things. The idea that hey man, I sleep here, and you just barged in and took a shit on what I perceive as my floor in this alley.
yeah. Oh, I mean, like, and that's I've said. So the other thing I'm thinking of is that Oakland, after the pandemic hit, uh, started putting a lot of porta potties around the city,
Mm-hmm.
assumably for the homeless population. Um, and I have loved it. Indeed, last night when I was on the phone with you, I muted my mic. I walked into a porta potty. I took a piss, and then I kept on moving. It's great. However, in some of these areas, including the area that I was walking by while my stomach was in stabbing pains, uh, it's a bit of a mystery to open up one of these porta potties because again, this is kind of occupied territory. These are for people that are living near them. And so sometimes you open that thing and all you got to do is take a quick piss and then get on your way. And it's totally clear. Great, awesome, fantastic. Other times, happened multiple times. It's you just open up that let's make a deal door and you see somebody shooting up or smoking crack or doing whatever. So it's like now am I gonna startle somebody? Am I gonna get into a fight with a homeless guy? Like and I found a place that was unoccupied and wasn't a porta potty and it was fine. But yeah, it was it ultimately it sucked more because I wasn't really able to finish the run
Yeah.
uh than it was
That that was where
the
I ended up as
pooping.
well. Like I was just bummed. I was like, man, I was making good time, and it's like I had my best first mile and that stuff. I actually haven't run again. I guess I'm pooperstitious.
Yeah, I don't know what I think it was just I don't know. Just bad news. I probably should have like I should build into the morning routine just trying to take a shit and seeing if it works.
Seeing if it
Um
works.
yeah.
Doing a full
Uh
body diagnostic before heading out.
God, I would love that. Now that I actually have like paid more attention to my diet and my health, more so than I ever have in my life, I really do wish I had a diagnostic thing because now I kind of know what the calories in are. I know what the calories out are. I like I'm on a bit of a schedule. I know when I poop each day. Like it's amazing how regulated your body can become if you put yourself on a schedule. Um, but God, I really wish that I just had some old mechanic in coveralls, just like, well, we're operating at this capacity down in the lower intestine. It should be fine. Everything's sort of all clearing up. You should be on schedule for your, 1:30 p.m. poop. Everything's good, boss. See you later.
How far off do you think like an Apple GI is? Like something you either put on your belt or maybe is baked into your underwear or whatever, and all it does is listen to all the rumblies in your tummies, and it's like does pattern recognition, some kind of AI algorithm grasps like, oh, you are 4 minutes from poop.
I think you could probably do it now
Mm-hmm.
if you just tracked food intake and poop schedule.
And you could
Like I
probably figure that out just by listening, right? As long as somebody was comfortable with Apple
Oh
GI
no, no, I'm
watching.
I'm saying literally just take an AI trained on similar data, right?
Right.
And you just diet tracked and then tracked when you pooped. Like literally, that was the only data entry you did. You could probably, without doing any kind of sound recognition stuff, you could probably get a fairly accurate poop schedule.
Sorry, somebody was trying to. My Josie called twice, and I know what it is because she also texted saying that she wants to play Grand Theft Auto and wants me to approve. She did the Steam account verification, whatever. On the one hand, I'm torn because I am very proud that at the age of 13 she wants to play Grand Theft Auto, but also and learn about the nuances of LA criminal lifestyles. But on the flip side, we are doing happy hour, so.
You gotta respect it. Come on, girl. You gotta know you're in the content factory now, Josie. You gotta know when the line's humming.
By the way, she's back on that wanting to shave her eyebrow train. So I asked my Amazon device. I said, Amazon device name. How long does it take your eyebrows to grow back after you shave them off? And then it says, according to blankety blank, 3 months, 4 months if you pluck, and possibly never if you laser. Which I thought that was man, Alexa's winning the personal assistant wars for me. I mean, it's like that was a very useful answer that got right to the point. I didn't have to explain to search the internet for it and then read some stuff. Didn't have to, have it explained to me that it would be better if I asked this later or using the plural or insisting that fucking Justin Robert Young is not in my fucking contacts until I finally get around to calling you Justin Young. And then all of a sudden she recognizes you and even calls you Justin Robert Young. Fucking cunt. She's a fucking cunt. Fuck Siri. Alexa, the Amazon assistant is the best one.
Yeah. It's amazing how much Apple fumbled the bag on that. They were so far ahead. And Amazon just kind of ate their lunch, and Google really did too, because Google's assistant's pretty good as well.
Yeah, I guess I could use that when I'm logged into Chrome or whatever.
Well, yeah, I mean, some people like just have their
have Android devices and all that. Yeah,
are all with the Google version as opposed to the Amazon version. So wait, as it turns out, what you should have done is just let her do it months ago, right? Because I think like you were initially worried about like, oh, she's gonna go back to school. It's gonna be a thing.
No. I was worried about her appearance on Scam Nation. That's all I care about.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, and that's still the cautious pushback that I'm giving. Like I'm not here to start a war or whatever. But what's funny is she spoke aloud the exact thought as I was having it. I was in the middle of thinking, well, she's a teenager now. This is the kind of thing we're only going to get more of. And then she says out loud, technically I'm 13 now. So,
yeah.
That's part of the deal is I get to ask for crazy stuff like this. All right, kiddo.
I mean, I think you are going to the real thing that you're going to have to face with making Scam Nation a Josie property is that like she's gonna want to spin off and she's gonna want to do whatever she wants to do, and she deserves part of that audience, and part of that audience stayed around on that channel because they want to follow the Josie journey. Like that means that she's gonna want to the Josie brand. You are birthing a new brand. You birthed a daughter. Now you're going to have to respect birthing that new brand.
Man, and I tell you what, like I really enjoy the simplicity of being able to revisit some of the very early stuff and doing it in a way that nobody is complaining about because it doesn't feel at all like a retread. It feels like a fresh new perspective on everything. But man, am I aware of the bill coming due the moment Josie figures out that, wait, this is work. You're making money on my work for free. What's up? And I'm like, no, sweetie, we're just having delightful Saturday afternoons. And it's a lot of fun. Aren't you enjoying this? Isn't it great that it's on the record so we can enjoy this for many years to come? And then she's going to be all like, talk to my lawyer.
Are you at a point where you would bump the allowance up for talent fee or
that's a dangerous precedent there. I'm worried to even consider that out loud. Yeah, Aussie Rob nailed it, aka Mom. Mom, Dad's exploiting my talents.
Yeah. I mean, like, if anything, you'd be setting a precedent to Callie. Like, look, if you could step up and provide this level of views, then you too could have your.
Oh my God. Oh,
you,
dude,
you too could have your allowance pumped up.
I turn on like the hard negotiation on Josie. I was just like, hey kid, I mean, I don't wanna bust your oves or nothing, but 12 years is in the background. That's in the rearview mirror. You're already a teenager right now. I got some prime talent up and coming. Have you seen this demo reel? Yeah. I show her the oh man, I wonder if I can find the when's the last time you looked at the Josie doing Scam School video? We didn't do that on Happy Hour, did we?
I don't know if we've done it on. I think we did it when she first started doing Scam School or Scam Nation.
Scam Nation, yeah. What's funny is oh my God, 6 years ago. That means that this is Josie at Callie's age doing this shit. Wow. All right, here we go.
Hi, welcome to Scam School. My name is Brian. Hi, I have no pants on. Pick hands. Pick a hand. This one. And people trick people. When you say pick a hand, the bigger one might be the one that has the
That
one.
editing though.
Like if there's a marble, it might be a big marble, and it might make your hand get bigger. They might pick it, and you might be right. Which one? I feel like none of them.
Then it just ends with the sweetest.
Yeah.
Smash cut from that to something awful.
Oh, good Lord. Yeah, man. I think are you gonna let her do it? Are you gonna let her shave that eyebrow?
If I say sure out loud, then I'll be held to account on that. So
Yeah.
let's just say, who knows? Stay tuned.
Stay tuned to Scam Nation.
I'll give a Trump answer. Huh, stay tuned. Huh, that's
Stay
all I'm
tuned.
saying.
Yeah, I can get it though, man. Like she's 13, she wants to differentiate herself from when she was a kid, and I think that's part of the game. I think really you actually played your only real defense, which was put it in a lockbox for 6 months and let's just roll the dice and see if you forget it and want to dye your hair instead or something like that.
Yeah.
And it came up. Look, she remembered it. She set the notification and she got reminded. I gotta ask again, and now it's there.
Maybe I can make her ability to play GTA contingent on whether or not she has full eyebrows. Hey man,
Oh,
GTA is a game
negotiation.
where- yeah. Tattoos. You ever thought about rocking a tattoo?
Not really. I've never really had a particular desire for piercing or tattoos. Not because I've necessarily had anything against it. But either my mom or my dad had one. My grandpa had one. My grandpa had all sorts of like military tattoos and stuff like that. But yeah, I don't know. It just kind of seemed like, you want to know what the biggest thing with tattoos was? They're just expensive. Like I as much as I might think that I could look cool with a tattoo, I could never think of parting with like, a couple
Money.
$100
Yeah.
or whatever, like to get a good one and be like, well, that's something that I want to save up for. Like I haven't been sure about a lot of things that I've spent a couple $100 on. I'm not permanent body art sure about much in life.
It's pretty wild to see a bunch of Gen Xers entering their 50s, where they now are mature tradesmen and craftsmen and have jobs, but they still have the piercings and tattoos that seem so exotic in the mid 90s, early 90s or whatever.
Yeah.
And weirdly, like they're just kind of toothless now. Like the same thing is like, oh my God, that guy's so wild. He's got the thing or whatever. Now it's just like,
Yeah.
oh my God, that guy has a tattoo on his face. He's almost certainly too old for me to feel threatened.
Yeah. I think the only thing I would think about getting a tattoo, Waffleophagus said that the only tattoo he's thought about getting is a diamond, and that might be the only thing that I would think.
Yeah,
about
I'm
getting
with you
a
on that
tattoo.
one.
I think at that point it's like, oh no, like number one, I would be joining into an awesome community of
Right.
fucking like the coolest people on the planet that have diamond clip tattoos. But also it's like, oh, that's something that I do feel comfortable
Right.
feeling permanent about,
And-
you know? And then of course, immediately after I get it, we'd have a horrible falling out and fucking, it would just remind me of sadness for the rest of my life. But
Well, the JDS3K says he wouldn't trust his taste not to change on something as permanent as a tattoo. That was always my line in high school. Was like, look, man, I ain't gonna get leg warmers permanently attached to the bottom of my calves. Like, screw that. You know, like fashions change. But for something like a cultural identity, I mean, at this point, ain't nobody going to begrudge either of us if we have a Diamond Club tattoo and somebody asks, what's that? And it's like, well, I mean, even if the world did explode, it's like, at the end of the day, we definitely spent a quarter of our lives doing this.
definitely a journey.
Yeah, right?
It was an amazing journey in that it should always be remembered for the best things about it. It's funny, actually. Jake Goldman, aka at Jags Barfman on Twitter. He and I were in the sketch comedy group, and he was raising money for something over the weekend, and I was like, hey, just send me all your, because he was like doing a band camp thing, and it was like, I'm like, hey, just send me all your shit and let me just give you $100. And he's like, okay, cool. And he snuck into one of the little like zines that he's done a cleanest river in America sticker from like back in the day. And so it's like the only iconography that I own of this like very pivotal kind of moment in my young creative life. And I was amazed by how much it kind of touched me. Like how much I kind of immediately treasured it and wanted to like do something special with it, which is interesting because a lot of the other feelings I have about those moments in my life are kind of like anger inducing to the point of motivating me for the rest of my life.
Yeah. Well, which of course you risk losing that anger fuel.
I mean, yeah, I think I've broken orbit on that. I think as far as that was going to bring me, that the hatred for that time frame, I think, is gone. My hatred for the people remains, but that's just more like if I saw them dying on the street,
I mean, because the people are still around. Am I right? Am I wrong? Come on.
I just hope, I continue to hope that any success that I have, they all find out about it, and I hope that their success is less than mine.
Somebody in the chat was saying that SpaceX was about to do. Oh, there we go. Yeah, we're 5 minutes from a SpaceX launch where they're going to take a grain silo and launch it miles into the air.
Dude, how epic!
We could peek in on that, right? While we're doing this, we'll just have it ready so that when the moment happens, yeah. Right now it just looks like a bunch of looks like somebody's cooling down to make some ice cream.
Nice.
Maybe they are. Maybe they are. Yeah.
Nice.
So, God, I wonder if anybody listens to Happy Hour that doesn't listen to Weird Things.
I would assume there's a few.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, here, I'll put both of us over here. There we go. Man, stuff's gonna change real fast. Like reusable, straight to orbit.
I mean, it'll change fast it's already changed insanely fast for what the pace was. Like I'm watching The Crown still, and like they have this whole episode where the king is obsessed with the moon landing, and he's just like going through a midlife crisis and is like just obsessed with the idea of like human achievement and purpose and legacy and everything. And then you realize like, oh, wow, like we really, what we pathetically called advancement in space travel for like a solid 30 years was just total garbage. Like we've done more in the past 10 years. Like aside from that flurry through the fucking mid 70s, we really just kind of hit pause and fucked off and did like the dumbest shit, like the most piddly
And
stuff.
all of there was that brief moment, Skylab was an ambitious effort to build a quote unquote space station in the same way that the space shuttle was a quote unquote reusable vehicle. And then, but I remember there was one Wired magazine that they let James Cameron edit, and he wrote a whole piece about how dumb our space adventure was. And he pointed out that the farthest humans have been is the equivalent of, low Earth orbit is the equivalent of pushing your face as hard as you can against a basketball. That is and he points out that since the Apollo missions ended, no human being and no woman ever has seen the entire Earth at once. So in my lifetime, no human being has ever just straight up looked at the entire orb of the Earth, and no woman ever. Like that's insane.
Yeah, and we're doing a lot more. And so it's like, that's rad. It's rad that we are doing a lot more. It's rad that we're doing a lot more faster. I mean, like at this point, what are we scheduled to go back to the moon sometime in the next like a year, 2 years?
I believe SpaceX has already booked a ticket for not a landing, but a trip around.
But a shot around the moon, right?
Yeah. I want to say for like 150 million. Granted, I don't have that in my pocket right now, but that's not the most outrageous number I could imagine for that kind of thing.
No, and I think that's what's wild about it, is that it's really going fast now. If you only started tuning in and you just kind of assumed that this was the unbroken path from the moon landing to now, you are sorely mistaken. Like we definitely spent 3 decades jerking off and letting the dumbest reasons
at the most charitable, we're less than a minute from launch here. At the most charitable, like I know there's certain medicines that could only be made in zero gravity, and everyone's like, we're running experiments. It's like, okay, experiments in falling constantly.
Cool.
Well, here, I had a question, but it would be inappropriate to ask with 30 seconds to test launch of this fine, incredible vehicle.
Yeah. So this is a grain silo-sized piece of machinery here. We're going to see if it can take off and land. If it blows up, then it'll be part of the plan. But,
yeah. I mean, that's the way science works.
It's literally fucking rocket science.
It's so this particular shot doesn't really put it in perspective like we've seen some other shots do it. Like this thing is so monstrous. It's like a 4-story building just flying.
4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Oh, fingers crossed. I liked it a little bit better when it was without the nose cone on top, and it just looked like a building.
It was just a Amazon voice assistant.
Yeah, it looked like Dr. Doom was escaping Manhattan by flying away in a building.
No, now it's just a big old dick. Look at that dick.
Holy cow. Yeah, they have that one shot where you can see all the way down to the ground. That building is very high up in the air.
Yeah, it looks like it's doing it.
So, I mean, I assume this is the part they were less worried about. They know how to make rockets that go up. The tricky part is, landing a building.
Yeah, I mean, I think, all of it is something that you're not sure of until you do it a bunch, right? And especially when it's as expensive as this is.
I will say that is one of the most wonderful ballsy things about Elon Musk is his embracing of failures. His just like, yeah, fuck you. That's how it works, dummies. That's how we got to the moon.
I mean, it really makes the early days of SpaceX. If you haven't read about it, you should. Like they had a couple of like really notable failures, and they were like down to the last shot by popular reporting. that like they had one more chance to get it right, and they did, and that basically sets them on the path that we're watching right now with a goddamn Airbus-sized thing taking off and then landing.
That was a weird ass flame thing, and it looks like 2 of the engines are doing something. Oh, and it's definitely on fire. There,
on fire.
Something's on fire. Looks like wires are. I don't think this is going to land very gracefully. That's definitely 2 out of 3 engines doing a thing, and definitely.
Well, no,
some,
is it the one that's down?
Well, there you can see 2 of them are firing, and 1 is not, and there's
is
some
not.
dangly cords that they looked awfully on fire.
Yeah.
Man, man, that might be, if they are able to land this, that would be even more punk rock. Is to say, like, yeah, that's how good the design is. We lost an engine and still landed it. And I guess at this point, do you think any humans are really doing anything, or is it all just AI computer controlled?
Just
Running the program?
I think it's probably just running the program. I'd assume.
1080 Rocks
but
is asking if there's humans in there. No, absolutely not.
No.
This is a test of the first stage, whatever the top part of what'll eventually be the big Falcon rocket. Is it just hanging out, or is it descending? I think it is descending.
It's descending. It's going.
Oh,
so now
it looks like only 1
rockets
engine.
are out.
Yeah.
So now only 1. What's going on?
Come on, man.
It's
that would be pretty
It's
metal.
tilting.
That'd be
It's
pretty.
tilting.
Oh dear. Yeah, it'd be metal if it landed with 1 rocket. Oh man. So, I mean, I assume those rockets have to be kind of over revving, because I assume there's some kind of like you don't want to let it fall too fast.
Yeah, now it's
Aussie Rob is pointing out that it is supposed to tilt the way it is. Not Moose points out liquid fuel, so it could reignite. It's kind
still a great night.
No, it's kind of amazing not knowing how it's supposed to go, because for all we know,
I
this
don't
is
know
exactly the plan.
I don't know shit about ass. Oh, I guess it's tilting to kind of bring it down softer. That's smart.
Yeah, so it's kind of like trying to hit slower
it's
terminal
catching.
velocity. Yeah.
Yeah.
God, I feel like such a dummy, because anytime anything happens, I'm like, wait, maybe that's
know.
good. I don't know.
Now it's blowing smoke rings to look cool.
Oh, and then flaps are coming out, and it looks. It really looks like it's just falling,
it's falling
to its doom.
to earth.
But
I
also,
presume
Aussie Rob said that there was going to be some kind of belly flopping. Oh, and you could see the trajectory correcting things. It's kind of doing a belly flop right now.
All right.
So yeah, if wow, it's way up there. It seems to be kind of perfectly horizontal.
Yeah.
Beautiful shot from above the clouds, as it's.
Wait, is this for real? Is it supposed to do this?
Yeah.
Is this a feature?
I believe it is, according to Aussie Rob. This is what he said. It was going to be like 8 miles up. Yeah, he said. He described exactly this. He said it's going to go up and belly flop. Sat Guy says, at this point, Starship will attempt an unpowered something or other. I can't read it because I forgot to.
All 3 Raptor engines will ignite to transform the vehicle into vertical orientation and perform a propulsive landing. All right, so now it's just
fucking falling sideways. That's amazing. I mean, I guess at this point, if it is meant to fall, then it kind of doesn't matter that those engines weren't working. Although, man, those cables really looked on fire.
Yeah. It certainly did, didn't it?
It does look an awful lot like that moment from Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy where a blue whale just appears in the sky.
Yeah.
Yes. Waffleophagus asks, no way it survives the force of a belly flop. Yes, that would be accurate. But as I understand it, it's going to belly flop for slowing down by air and then
and then reignite,
And
and,
then-
that's what it's doing right
shit.
now.
Oh shit! All three are burning.
Holy shit!
My god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Too fast! God damn! Wow! Holy fucking
Jesus
shit!
Christ!
Oh my god! Oh wow! So close is right. Holy cow! That was
looked
spectacular.
awesome. That looked awesome, and
That
then
was
it looked super
spectacular.
impressive, and then it blew up New York.
That was extraordinary. Wow.
Holy shit beans!
The Buck says that was fucking metal. Yeah, dude. Metal all over the place.
So yeah, so it did correct. It corrected. It snapped to attention. It just did it too late, and
Wow.
then fucking detonated in Boca Chica, Texas.
Well, and I mean, at a visceral level, I suppose a heartening thing is that looked an awful lot like all those crashes on drone barges. And if
Oh, yeah.
we know how that turned out. It turned out
Rolling
in
to an
epic
anomaly there.
reusability.
911 at this time.
Incredible work, team. Nice work.
Nice work.
I mean, yeah.
I mean, that's literally what a
I
test
think
is.
at this point, it looked like, at least like from the naked eye, it's like, oh yeah, just have it initiate the landing sequence earlier than it did.
That's some heavy dessert.
Hell yeah.
Wow.
Oh my God.
Falcon heavy dessert.
No shit, right?
In the desert.
I don't know if there's any way that we can top that. I feel
Nope,
like
yep,
we need
yeah,
to
let's go ahead and punch
a
out, yeah.
gigantic rocket exploding in front of our faces.
damn. Wow. That was a genuine surprise moment. All right. Well, hey man, we love you guys. We'll see you next time on Happy Hour. He said right before he had to call up the song. There you go. Love you guys. Bye.
Happy hour. Night Attacks Happy Hour. Night Attacks Happy Hour.